Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. The date in human years is Friday, the 18th of June, 2021. And until Wednesday this week, it's been very, very hot and sunny in the UK, which means that in the UK, many humans are trying to get their sort of pale flesh burnt because they do like that burnt look. Some of them look orange, like that American president. Yeah. Anyway, so the humans do this burning of their flesh by wearing skimpy clothes or taking off their vests so that everybody can see their wobbly chests and their builder's bums. And sometimes the men do this as well. Now, the human host doesn't like the heat because he finds it all too sweaty and sticky. But he was happy this week because by Wednesday, the weather had changed and it started to get greyer and cooler and began to rain. And in fact, today, it looks like they've forecasted that it's going to be thunderstorms and heavy, heavy rain. Which isn't unusual in the UK for their sunny summertime in Britain, because a lot of the humans complain that their summer only lasts a week. But then again, if it gets very, very hot for like 4 days or more, a lot of the humans complain about how hot it is. It's too hot, and they blame it on climate change. Now, remember last week where I had that very strange headache attack? Well, it hasn't happened this week, but I'm still getting these blackouts and sort of lose hours or even half a day. And in fact, something else strange has happened, and a new video has appeared on a human host's phone. And I think, let me try and find it, and I'll send it to you like I did last time. I think. There. Yeah. Now, this must have happened earlier in the week when it was sunny, and I think it might be around the same area as before. And I hear the sound of what I think is water. And I'm wondering if somebody's trying to send me a message about water, or if water is very important. I don't really understand. I don't know, something about water. No, I'm not going to think about it because I don't want that strange thing happening again. It seems to... No, I don't want to think about it. No. Anyway, the big news this week is that Bojo has made an announcement, and the planned lifting of the lockdown from Monday is not going to happen, and it's going to extend for another 4 weeks because they're worried about the Delta variant and they want as many people as possible to get vaccinated. And they started vaccinating the people that are over 16 now. They're talking about over 16. So the younger people are getting vaccinated now. Now, they took a vote on this after it was announced, and it was passed, but a lot of Bojo's party was very unhappy, and 40 of them voted against it. But the opposition, led by Keir, voted for it. So it's good news because it means that both sides can eventually work together. They will be able to work together. They will work together, I think. And a lot of people are not happy about this news, especially business owners, like for the nighttime economy, they call it, like nightclubs or restaurants, or the people that do the airplanes. And they're saying they were hoping to open up, and they're not going to do it for another 4 weeks, and they're worried about their business. But the human host is very happy because he's saving up his pound coins, because he wants to buy a theatre or one for his mum as well, because like last week Andrew said that if the lockdown wasn't lifted by the 21st on Monday, he would have to sell all his theatres because he couldn't afford it, and he had to let go all his stuff because he couldn't afford it, and he was going to sue the government, probably using legal aid because he probably can't afford it. But anyway, it'd be nice for the human host to live somewhere better than this bedsit. Now, the other big news this week is something called Euro 2020. It's happening this month. Euro 2020 is happening now, even though it's 2021. I don't understand. And it's a big football event, and it's an opportunity for all those humans that were complaining that they had to suffer 3 hours of the Eurovision Song Contest because they couldn't stand it because of all the silly clothes they wore and the awful music they sang. Well, it gives them the opportunity to have a whole month where they can wear silly clothes and sing awful music. Now, today, Scotland is playing England somewhere. I don't think it's in England. For some reason, they actually don't play it in the country they're playing. They go miles and miles away to play it, like we said last week. But who knows? Anyway, they're playing. But now many people thinking that England playing Scotland is unfair because they're both UK countries. But it's fine because Scotland really hates England. And that's why they're trying to move away, despite what Nicola says. She really hates us in England. Anyway, now, the awful song for England is called 3 Lions on a Shirt. And they sing that because the England team has 3 lions on their shirt, like a white shirt, like my shirt. 3 lions on a shirt. Anyway, I don't know how to sing it. And the Scotland's awful song is called Yes Sir, I Can Boogie. And they sing that because why do they sing that? I mean, it's a song from 2 women from Europe who sang for Belgium in the Eurovision Song Contest. Anyway, when the Scottish people sing this song, they do a little dance called, like, Yes Sir, I Can Boogie. But no, they've got to sing it like this. Yes Sir, I Can Boogie, but I need a certain song. I can boogie, boogie woogie all night long. And they have fun doing this, though I think they should call it Yes Sir, I Can Milk a Cow. Now, there was a big scandal at Euro 2020 this week because Euro 2020 is sponsored by all these big multinational companies, and they spend a lot of money on Euro 2020, which is happening in 2021. They give them a lot of money so they can put on the event and they can pay their players multi-millionaire salaries. Though not all of them win. Anyway, now, they have these events where all the players sit down and talk about things, which seems more important than actually playing the game. They spend a lot of time talking about things. Hours talking about things, and they televise these people talking about things, but are actually not quite sure what they're talking about. And I'm not quite sure, even though I have a translator that translates to English, I don't think it is English because I'm looking at the words and I hear the words, but it doesn't make any sense. Though the reporters seem to understand it. Anyway, at these events, they have these tables and they have like the bottles and the tins to advertise the sponsors. They're paying loads and loads of money into the event and the salaries of the players. But 3 of the players decided to remove the bottles. One of the players called Paul, well, he removed a bottle of alcohol because it was against his religion to actually drink alcohol. And 2 other players called Cristiano and Manuel, well, they removed bottles of Coca-Cola. And they did this because well, they did it because it wasn't Diet Coke, and Diet Coke is brilliant and much better than normal Coke. Now, sorry, it's my Diet Coke coming to say hello. Oh, it said hello again. Hello. Anyway, now, something terrible happened in the USA in a place called Herring Cove, or Herring Cove Place, or Herring Cove, and it's a place near Cape Cod where they have a lot of cod, apparently. But there was a lobster diver called Michael, and he was working with his bass fisherman called Josiah, and he's a bass or bass fisherman. I think it's a bass, because I think bass is a fish. They're fishing in Cape Cod, which you think they're catching cod, but it's catching bass. Anyway, the bass is a guitar, and you don't catch guitars. Though some fishermen do catch guitars, because you see it on TV and they pull out a boot or a guitar, but I think he's looking for real fish this time. Anyway, the bass fisherman and the lobster diver were working in Cape Cod to catch lobsters and fish. And the Michael, the lobster diver, dived into the water to catch his lobster, and suddenly he was surrounded by black. And he realised he'd been swallowed by something, and he thought he'd been bitten by a shark, and he was really panicking, he was very scared, but he realised he was surrounded by gums. So it wasn't a shark, and he realised it was a big whale, which was vegetarian, so maybe it was trying something new. Yeah. Anyway, the whale was shaking its head like it didn't like the taste. It didn't like the taste at all, and eventually the whale spat him out, which only goes to prove that nothing like sucking on a fisherman's friend. Anyway, I will get back to you next week. Yes, sir, I can boogie, but I need a certain song. I can boogie, boogie woogie, all night long. Yes, sir, I can boogie, but I need a certain song. I can boogie, boogie woogie, all night long.